Welcome back with another banger. It's the React Files. Hope you're having a good night. Let's get straight to it.
I know moving giant stones is something ancient cultures did all the time, but sometimes you really have to ask, how? This is the Yangshan Quarry in the Nanjing province of China, and we can't even begin to imagine how they planned on doing anything with this. Mind-bafflingly enormous blocks that weigh up to 16,000 tons. That's 10 times heavier than the Forgotten Stone in Baalbek, Lebanon, the heaviest official stone block ever quarried. Now I know what you're thinking. Clearly stone blocks of this size were not intended to be moved, right? Well, strangely, there's virtually nothing here that suggests these blocks were meant to stay here. We see these giant holes at the bottom, a common method for disconnecting blocks from the bedrock, and would also be perfect for lifting them, if they even had the technology to lift it, which they definitely didn't in the 15th century when it's thought this project was abandoned. Even today, we would need the most advanced super mega crane to handle something of this size, with the current world record for the heaviest load ever lifted sitting at 24,000 tons by the Honghai crane, ironically also by China. Let's dial it back to one thing that everyone can definitely all agree on. These are clearly not natural formations. Perfect edges, 90-degree angles, obvious evidence of human intervention, and even sculpted knobs along the surface that stick out, which again is a common feature we see in quarried blocks around the world, thought to be used to transport heavy stones. In places like Cusco and Ollantaytambo in Peru, the Giza Plateau in Egypt. The official story of the Yangshan Quarry claims that Chinese Emperor Zhu Di wanted to erect a colossal stele, which is a giant stone monument in memory of his father. So he directed stonemasons to start carving out these gigantic stone blocks, which took them about 8 years to complete, only to realize at the very end that they don't know how to move them and abandon the project. Which sorta just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, the Chinese were and still are notoriously smart, suggesting they spent years of hard work and effort carving out these gargantuan blocks, which after 8 years of painstaking work, they look at and go, actually we don't know how to move these, let's just cancel this project. Kinda undermines their intelligence. And it's not just one, they quarried 3 whole megalithic blocks in the Yangshan Quarry without planning how they're gonna move them. Now, the fringe theory suggests that the weathering on these stones appear to put them closer to 8,000 years old rather than the commonly accepted 600 or so, and that the emperor just found this quarry, planned the whole project. His stonemasons look at it and go, bruh, there ain't no way we're moving these, and can it? Remember, history is written by the victors. If the Chinese emperor found this quarry and decided to claim in the official records that he made it, our history books and Google will tell us just that. Maybe the official records are totally right, but perhaps they really are much older than we think, carved by the long-lost advanced civilizations who were known for moving the biggest megaliths in history around the world. And strangely, just like the Yangshan Quarry, many of them appear to have been abruptly abandoned, like some global event took place that caused them to immediately stop their work. In which case, who built this, and how on earth did they plan on moving it?
8,000 years old. That's amazing. Shout out to Phil Pixel. I feel the only things that were moving them things around was something as big as the Nephilim. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below.
Y'all see that another area is experiencing blood rain. The Lord is literally revealing itself to us. The earth is speaking. The beach is in Hamas Island in Iran. And y'all, this shit, you cannot make it up. I'm going to show y'all the video. I just need y'all to sit here and think for a second. This is not normal, but I'm sure it's about to become normal. So they try to say, oh, nah, this is a natural phenomenon. It just rarely happens. They say it's because it's a high concentration of iron oxide in the soil. But I don't know, y'all. Just look at this video. That shit is red as fuck. Look at it, y'all. But they say this is a natural occurrence. But I don't think so. Look at that shit. Just pouring down, y'all. Going straight into the ocean.
That doesn't look normal at all. Shout out to Zay Reacts. That looked pretty ominous if you ask me.
Video is causing quite a stir because the footage shows an extraterrestrial. Firstly, let me tell you, the footage was investigated and proven to be unaltered, edited, and is neither AI generated nor CGI manipulated. Let me show you the video, then I'll show you a deeper analysis of this alien. Okay, watch this first.
La cámara, vean, vean, vean la cámara sale y entra el infrarrojo. Vean eso, pero ustedes ahorita ven la luz, se ve muy rara, vean ahí. Ahorita les voy a mostrar a ustedes, eso que se ve ahí es una esfera. Yo ahorita la estaba viendo, es una esfera, pero ahorita les voy a mostrar quién trae en la mano esa esfera. Vean ustedes y vean cómo se desaparece. Vean lo que hacen. Vean lo que hacen. Vean lo que hacen y vean, se van. Y vean lo que se ve. Es increíble. Viene lo más bueno. Viene lo bueno, mi gente, vean. Vean lo que está ahí. Vean, esto que está aquí es un ojo. Y acá está el otro ojo. Vean, un ojo y el otro ojo. Vean eso. Vean esto que está aquí. Estos son los ojos. Ahora vean. Vean eso. ¿Lo ven? ¿Lo ven? Vean eso. Yo he estado viéndolo detenidamente y lo veo y no lo puedo creer. Vean eso. Ahora vean. Vean. Ahí mueve la cabeza hacia abajo. Vean. Vean. Vean.
The best filter is obviously the thermal filter, as you can see this alien in much greater detail. I've stated in a previous video, actually a few videos, that these beings aren't just watching us from the skies, they're also coming into our homes. Plus, they are responsible for most of the paranormal activity that's happening. Don't get me wrong, there are also spirits and sinister entities doing their rounds, living off of your fears. But most of these hauntings are extraterrestrials, interdimensional beings, time jumpers, and so on. Let me show you other footage of aliens in people's homes. People who initially believed they were being haunted by spirits, only to see upon reviewing their footage, that it was actually extraterrestrial entities. Watch this.
Este gato lo que quiere comida. A ver si se me quita el frío. Echar una chela. Me voy a echar una chela, chingue su madre. Como buen mexicano. Ni pedo. Dios mío, no. Ay, Dios. Ay, tiene hambre, se...
So our observers are becoming more bold and seem to want to be seen. They're no longer worried about being discreet, that's for sure. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're feeling generous, please leave a like, and remember, you're always welcome to come back for your dose of nightmare fuel.
Man, shout outs to Nightmare Fuel. That's crazy. Thermal cam, negative, filter, doesn't matter. You can see that thing. I feel it's definitely an example of interdimensional travel. Literally the speed of light. Takes a real brave person to do something like that. Shout outs to Hidden Treasures 107. This is my first time seeing mining, period.
According to the Department of Government Efficiency, federal employee retirements are processed using paper by hand in an old limestone mine in Pennsylvania. 700 plus mine workers operate 230 feet underground to process around 10,000 applications per month, which are stored in manila envelopes and cardboard boxes. The retirement process takes multiple months. Here, I'm going to show you some of the images. There's this. And then here's this. Click that follow button to stay up to date.
Yo, shout outs to NLDR Media. Man, that's crazy. What is it with these mines? Boy, are we learning a lot.
Congresswoman, what do you have to say about the fact that FEMA just spent $59 million housing illegal immigrants while people in Western North Carolina lived in tents for the past 4 months? What do you have to say about that? Do you accept that? Do you accept that? Do you accept the fact that because Doge exposed that today, it sounds like you have a big problem with the fact that Doge. I'm not blocking her. I'm not blocking. Excuse me. Are you okay with that? Do you condemn the fact that Doge exposed FEMA for sending $59 million to house illegal immigrants today? Do you condone that?
I think it's a shame. All that fussing they doing, and they can't even answer a question like that. Shout outs to that reporter. This ain't the first time we seen him dodge questions.
Great white shark. Cutting the live bait off. Guess I'm out of here. Oh mate, get out of the rudder. Holy me, there's a huge great white behind me. He's following me. If I get eaten, it's not going to be much fun. He's still right on my tail. He's following my rudder. Please don't attack me, bro. Oh my god. Please leave me alone, bro. What can I throw out the back to get him away from me? If I throw my water bottle, I know that I'm littering, but it might take his attention away from me. Alright, we'll throw this water bottle. He's turned on the water bottle. No, he didn't. Thought that would work. He's coming closer. I'm sorry for all the swearing, but I'm shitting bricks right now. I have lost sight of him. I don't like that. I've lost sight of him. Where is he? He could just be swimming underneath me too. Holy sh**. I'm just not gonna stop paddling and keep an eye out. I'm so out of here, man. Te moana, te tangaroa, please keep me safe, keep me well, and get me home. Holy sh... I don't know where he's gone, but I'm gonna turn these cameras off. Oh sh... that was him. That huge swirl behind me. I hope that front camera picked it up. Oh me. Oh me. He's still following me. He's got a distance, but he could swim up on me at any moment. Tangaroa, please get me home safe, Tangaroa.
Why is it that members of Congress who are given a top secret security clearance are being denied access? That's not a free and true government. And so for us, especially being that we have now a Secretary of State who's actually open to declassification in Marco Rubio, we're hoping to present that information and at least acknowledge it from a government perspective that we are not alone, but also let's see what the evidence is.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to take you on a neurodivergent, neurospicy wormhole about the number 8, the number 5, the shape of the freaking universe, the secrets within that, and things you just cannot unsee once I connect them. Okay, what do we see? What do these all have in common? A friggin' 8. All numbers are within an 8. Not mathematically, but digitally, all numbers can be contained in this 8, as you can see. That started getting me thinking about 8. What does 8 look like? I know 8 has a lot of significance, from the Dharma wheel, to the octagram, to the Chinese lucky number 8s. But what does an 8 truly symbolize? First of all, I think it is as above, so below, as within, so without, or a reflection of what's in the singularity, or some higher dimension. We are the shadows of that. Everything is a feedback system. Basically, I think our entire universe is a feedback system with positive and negative feedback. Basically, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Whether you have a positive or negative outlook, that's what you will believe and see. The infinity symbol hints at all these things. There's something really cool called systems theory, how everything is an interconnected system. If we're in a holographic universe, that makes sense. This is an infinity symbol as well. You can also call it a double pentagon, and this is when my mind exploded. I remembered an article about a dodecahedron where they found a secret shape of... Basically on a dodecahedron, let me explain this a better way. If you unfold it into a two-dimensional net, let's say we're a projection of a 2D frame, the dodecahedron in a 2D net is composed of 12 pentagons. When they analyzed these straight paths on this flattened representation, guess what they found? It was possible to start at a vertex of a dodecahedron and follow a straight path that returns to a starting point without passing through any other vertices. They not only confirm such paths through this double pentagon or this pentagon shape, they not only exist, but they're infinite in number. I'll connect all this. Just like dodecahedron paths are infinite, this symbol not only hints at the secret paths that the guy in the article literally got tattooed on his arm, but it hints at something deeper, a feedback system, an infinity loop. I believe that this actually has to do with the paths we take in our multiple realities. That we're each in, yes, a circle bubble, but to me, it's more of a dodecahedron, just like there is a theory that the universe is shaped like this. as above, so below. This would mean that our auras are more shaped like this in a sacred geometry way than, I guess, an actual bubble. Because Jason Paget even says there's no such thing as a perfect circle. And if that's true, this would make sense. And sacred geometry wise, it would make sense how we can go through these pathways in some kind of pentagon formation. And this is when I was like, okay, well, maybe our universe and the number 5 is very important. Maybe it's like the code of our universe. And also, I feel like the number 5 is like, okay, this is a stretch, but a heart broken down is like a number 5 if it was going to be digital, which is like 2/3 of an infinity. I don't know, I'm stretching, but maybe that number 5 has to do with we're built from love. A lot of ancients also thought that our universe could be a dodecahedron, even Plato, but it is all over math, all over art. So what if we're a mini dodecahedron on this path through these 5 or pentagon friggin' secret paths that don't intersect with each other, letting us have all these infinite lives, but maybe we can pull from them. Okay, if you stayed this long, this is when it actually gets interesting. Let people know in the comments. Okay, let's say number 5 is the hidden code of the universe. Not only does a pentagon make up 12 faces of the dodecahedron, but the golden ratio is embedded in the pentagon, which is crucial in natural growth patterns like the Fibonacci sequence. This could suggest how our universe is coded in a fractal nature, a self-referential, fractal, organic system that underlies our reality in what I would call the plasma field, but this isn't about that. Many living organisms adhere to 5-fold symmetry. I think this is inside an apple, this is a flower, starfish, humans. In DNA, there are 5 nucleobases, I believe. DNA also follows pi-based proportions, which emerge from a pentagon. So the dodecahedron, Plato's philosophy, is the shape of our cosmos. In the Kabbalistic tree, there's 5 major divisions representing between higher and lower realms. I won't get too deeper, but there's 23 chromosomes. 2 plus 3 is 5. The pentagon, human temperature, 98.6, adds up to 5. Don't even get me started on the 5th element and plasma. They called it quintessence back in the day. Basically think if this 5 is the code of our universe, what it's made out of is plasma. Not the 4th state of matter in science. It's a higher dimensional plasma that all elements come from, the 4 elements. And the 5th element, which is ether, a living ether, which is a higher dimensional plasma. I'm not the only one that says this. I just was Googling it and came across this girl who I do not know, and she literally says, I don't know if her AI wrote this or her, but she says the same things I say. Now, either she literally stole what I said, which is impossible, and she's not giving me credit, or what I actually think is happening is more people are waking up to this, and many people have this theory. It is not just mine. I'm obsessed with it, but I don't own this. Either way, this might have been written with AI, even if it was. It's weird that it's also saying that. Oh, and quince was believed to be the forbidden fruit in the Garden of Eden. Quince, quintessence, 5, plasma. There's also something called a quincunx. Not only does it symbolize balance, and it literally has like 2 infinity symbols in it, but supposedly the shape of the soul, plasma. There are many meanings to it, which is also a 5. The quincunx, however you say it, can literally represent the soul's journey. The pentagon and the dodecahedron. I know it was sounding like a reach, but does it now? I know this is all over the place, but unfortunately this is how my brain works, so I'm hoping that you're following. I was also listening to a podcast. They discussed something called the complexity of systems needed to generate intelligence. And it had something to do with needing 5 levels to generate intelligence. I'll go more into that in my book. There's also something called the 5 suns, and supposedly we're in the 5th era of creation and destruction. I think it's the Aztecs that said the 5 suns. It's a creation myth. I literally have a theory that this is like the 5th universe, and it's all ran on 5, or the 5th element, or plasma. I might sound crazy. It might make sense one day. Who knows? At least I'm putting it out there and creating. Now, back to the infinity symbol. Okay, so not only 2 pentagons side by side visually creates an infinity symbol, a pentagram, a star, is hidden inside an octagon, which is an 8, suggesting that 5 is the core structure of natural systems, while 8 represents feedback loops and self-regulation. Listen, at this point, I'm just off on a whole neurodivergent riff. This is probably not my best video, but hopefully you'll find some cool Easter eggs in it. I'm just making connections now. I don't know why I'm making this video. I'm having fun. The Agdad in ancient Egypt was a mythology about 8 primordial deities, 4 men, 4 women, creating the universe. Interesting. There's also something called the Bagua. I know I'm saying that wrong, which describes the 8 fundamental energies of the universe. A lot of 8s here. Also, the pentagram was sacred to Pythagoras, who saw 5 as a key to harmony in nature. I believe it's where it's like heaven meeting earth. Okay, here's what I'm concluding with. I'm sleepy, and I'm not doing good angles today. 5 has to do with creation and structure of our reality. I think 8 has to do with balance, flow, regeneration. And this is all happening inside a dodecahedron. And the infinity is the dance between the 5 and the 8. I guess like 5 would be like consciousness and 8 would be what I call plasma, if you look at my videos. Infinity is the dance between them. Oh, for a second I thought 8 plus 5 was 12, but it's not. Oh, last thing. So if 2 pentagons create an infinity symbol, let's say 5 and 5, that could hint at this 5-fold nature unlocks the infinite. Why does this matter? This one, I don't have an answer. As I said, I was just having fun. Good night.
It's great to do things when you're having fun. Shout out to Dana Kipple. That was a great video. Learned a lot right there. The connections with number 8 and 5, the Pentagon, the infinity sign, especially the 5th element. I definitely want to go back and watch that now after seeing this. That's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed tonight's rabbit hole. If you like this video, why don't you check this one right here. Thanks again. Till next time.